at least one of you wear eyeglasses or shave your head just for like, or get really fat like that, be fine. I just don't need it.
I think I would want to like have some differentiating factor for my twin.
Of course.
Wouldn't you, Wes, or would you want to be an identical?
No, because I don't know if they both are thinking that the other is pathetic and they have to keep them around and they just have never had the conversation like, hey, it's okay if you go do your own thing and be your own person. But, I'm getting kind of sick of you.
You are. There it is. Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah. Good morning
and welcome to episode 1097 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, I've got mostly fun news in the cup of coffee in the big time since the major trends were all sports and layoffs again. And so we do light sports here, typically try to avoid the layoff talk. And so it's all going to be fun stuff in the coffee.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah. Mark's got some scandalous sex news on deck.
Yeah, like scandalous. Yeah, no, that's sexy, sassy, scandalous. Yeah, the 3 S's.
Nice. Triple S.
Yeah.
Kind of like a shit shower and shave, except...
Yeah, but hornier, the kinkier version. Yeah, it's what you do before you go then to do what these people are doing. Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or after, either way, depends on your personality. And Wes has the latest in twin news to close us out today.
Yeah. Gonna be talking about those freaks today.
Yeah. Always a fun topic for us since none of us are twins.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And there's so few of them, we can just talk as much shit about them as we want to.
Right.
Because you know what, maybe we've got like one set of twins in our listener base. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's got to be way more than that.
I'd like to hear. It's probably several, but I'd like to hear. Well, what happens is a lot of our listeners are one set of the twins, and the other twin doesn't listen, but they probably understand what's happening anyways because they're freaks.
Yeah.
Right.
Course, yeah.
They get a signal.
Hey, I heard the episode. How'd you hear that? Well,
yeah, exactly. Because you did, twin.
Yeah.
Fucking mutants.
Weird science. We'll get to it. And don't forget, sign up for bonus content at patreon.com/hardfactor or on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and more. And more. YouTube these days too. So you can sign up for bonus pods there. Leave
Gold
a 5-star review.
Man.
Golden Macho Man emote. Eric, which subscriptions does the Golden Macho Man work with? What's going on with the Golden?
Yeah, so on YouTube, when you subscribe, the longer you stay subscribed, your badge will upgrade. And if you guys tune in this Friday or Thursday night for the live show, I'll show you guys like how it all works. But yeah, the longer you stay subscribed, it's all gonna upgrade. And hey, you don't want to stay bronze. That's all you gotta know.
Right, you start month 1 through 2 as a bronze Macho Man, then you get to like platinum, and then
you gotta have the gold Macho Man.
Okay, because you're gonna see in the comments, like if a bronze Macho Man's commenting, it doesn't hold the weight of a gold Macho.
No, your comment is so much stronger with the gold Macho Man.
There's also some cool emotes coming. One of the emotes we're working on is Call Me Pat. We also got some Vampire Mark, Macho Man Mark. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And yeah, if you guys want to like truly show them off, come through for the live shows every Thursday night.
That's right. We're taping Friday's pods
live. Might be a big National Emo Day coming up soon.
Ooh, okay. National Emo Day.
Vampire Mark, Emo Mark.
Making his long-awaited return. Fantastic. So yeah, get in on that. As you heard from Eric, you have to subscribe now on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those places if you want to eventually get the Golden Macho Man, which I know you want. So bonus content, you can get it all those places right now. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Pods if you want to hear it on Friday's show. Store.hardfactor.com to get the Hard Factor listeners in your life the perfect gift this holiday season. And is there anything else, fellas?
No, it's news time.
All right, let's do the news. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
trending news at the time of taping. But first, a fun fact. Michael Avenatti, talking about layoffs, he got laid off from Freedom this week, getting 14 years in prison for being a scammy douchebag. I think that was the official ruling.
Yeah.
So it's a fun fact. Nobody
He
likes
was in that
Michael
Pepsi
Avenatti.
documentary.
He was in the Pepsi documentary. It was weird. It kind of I kind of lost interest when he came,
because
came in.
He's a
like,
deadbeat
gross.
millionaire. Millionaire. It's very strange. Yeah.
He was trying to like talk about the character issues of people in the Pepsi documentary, and I was like, you pot kettle.
Yeah.
Well, that was before he became a complete scumbag.
No, I know, but he was doing the interview like current day.
Oh, was he?
I think he was always a complete scumbag, Wes. He just didn't
Right.
find out about it until 2018-ish. Yeah.
He tried to blackmail Pepsi like he ended up blackmailing Nike. If you look at it, his whole marketing thing as a lawyer for the entirety of his time was to like blackmail the big person to get the little person money. And he just kept getting further and further on the wrong side of the law. But he was trying to blackmail Pepsi the exact same way he blackmailed Nike.
Right. Yeah, that's why the ruling was he was a scammy douchebag, 14 years in the slammer for being a scammy douchebag. And speaking of political stuff, did you know, because he was also a big time, political pundit, Avenatti,
Right.
Did you know that these famous politicians all farmed hemp before it was federally outlawed in the early 1900s?
I could have guessed Betty Franks.
That's right. Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, George Washington, and Henry Clay, who was a Speaker of the House. So
it's easy to farm
good.
stuff when you're not doing it yourself,
That's true. That's a
think
slavery joke.
Oh, right.
Joke. Yeah.
That's true. They didn't
farmed
have their
everything.
hands on the crop.
Yeah.
They didn't have their
Let's
hands
go
on the
for
crop.
hemp, cotton,
I'm
whatever.
sure they enjoyed the
Tomatoes,
benefits,
whatever.
though.
Throw one in for you. What do you like?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That's too much.
Right. No, as soon as you cut down those hemp plants, bring them straight to me. You can't have them. And marijuana is still active today, guys, with Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas also admitting to enjoying some sweet, skunky bud as well. Also, former presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama, but not Biden or Trump. No wonder these last several years have sucked ass in the White House. So.
It's funny is Biden and Trump they're both like Jerry Jones old. They were both around in the 50s when they were doing that school segregation stuff.
Yeah. They're probably if Biden didn't get all of his meds one day, he might accidentally say like, maybe we should bring it back. I mean, he's old enough to remember.
He was like 28 when Jerry Jones was doing that.
Yeah.
There's a picture floating around, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biden's definitely got some segregationist skeletons in his closet as well that reared their ugly head during the Democratic debates, if people don't remember that. Okay, let's move on from politics. No more of that today. In sports, Brazil, Hulk smashed South Korea 4-1, graciously giving up a late goal to the Koreans so that they could save face because it was
nice of them.
ugly.
It could have been 8-0 at halftime.
It really could have.
Lost all their honor.
Yeah. Well, they saved it, Wes, with a great goal in the second half.
Very nice of them. Yeah.
Very nice goal. And Croatia beat Japan. Oh, no. Honor lost. In a shootout, 3 saves. Honor destroyed. But the real story there was the female Croatian fans. And yeah, the Japanese men just really couldn't get enough pictures with those female Croatian fans, even though they lost. They just eating up those selfies.
Looking like a bag of dog food I'd like to eat,
Yeah, because of the checkers.
Yeah.
Purina.
All right. Purina.
Yeah.
Great jerseys, those Croatians, but it is very checkered. It's like a Bob's Big Boy.
Tough day for Asia, huh?
Yeah, they're out.
Japan and South Korea.
Japan is the worst PK kickers I've ever seen in my life.
How can they kick? They kick so well and they're in the regular game, and then the penalties start and they can't kick at all.
They overthink it. I know it. They just overthink it.
They go with the straight math solution every time.
Yeah.
Well, why are they not shooting side net? I don't understand. They shoot like halfway between the goalie and the side of the goal. It doesn't make any sense.
There was
They don't
one
kick it
that
hard either.
There was
Aim
one
for
that
the corner,
there was
dude.
one kick that all 3 of us could have saved.
Yeah,
He could have walked to that kick.
Yeah.
it was bad. Ronaldo, he didn't have a bad day, even though he's playing today. Yesterday, he got a contract worth $211 million a year to play in Saudi Arabia. So
You say a year?
A year, Mark. $211 million a year. So he will soon be surrounded by paid female Croatian fans.
That's like Tim Cook money.
Yeah.
That makes him by far the highest paid athlete ever, right?
Oh, absolutely. Salary wise, I mean, that's what I said. It's like CEO of $1 trillion company money.
Right. Yeah.
It's like CEO of Apple or the Saudi Arabian oil company. He's making
How many years? Did he
Ronaldo.
get? Three.
Three, I think. Yeah, it's over $500 million total. Right. For a sports contract.
633 million.
He better score a fucking goal tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's been playing good this World Cup, so we'll see. We'll see. And Baker Mayfield has been dropped by an NFL team again, this time the Panthers. Will the 49ers pick him up, guys? What do you think? You think they'll get him?
No.
'Cause Garoppolo's down.
No, I don't think no, I don't think so. No.
I'm with you. I think it's probably a no, but who knows?
It's what you call
Like Baker
a locker
Mayfield,
room
Wes?
distraction. He's what you call a locker room distraction.
That's what they're saying right now. I don't want that locker room distraction.
Wes, it is your team, so they're the ones who may have him in their crosshairs. So you're saying no.
It would, it would fit them well, wouldn't it?
To have a whiny guy on the team?
Explain. Yeah.
Just to have a loser on the team.
I think they're pretty good right
One loser
now.
with another loser.
Yeah, they're favored to win the Super Bowl before Garoppolo got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Didn't they beat the Dolphins pretty?
Yeah, they beat the Dolphins
they did.
without Garoppolo pretty handily.
Tua threw 2 picks too. So, yeah, Niners looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy won the game for him.
That's
So
the thing.
how
Is
good-
like, how can the Niners win with Purdy though? That it would be such an embarrassment.
they just beat the Dolphins with him.
I know, but like you have to think they're going to figure out Purdy in the later rounds of the playoffs. I just can't see Purdy winning a Super Bowl.
He's gonna psych himself out.
Yeah.
Japan style in the PKs.
Yeah. He'll Japan himself. Yeah.
Comes full circle. All right, let's move on to dog news, guys. Lots of trending dog news recently. We've had a dog that's killed its master in a hunting accident in Turkey. Very tragic. Also, there's another dog-related horror story that will surely be on this week's Florida Man Friday. So you'll definitely want to get in on those bonus podcasts because that one is insane. And now this trending one out of Kilgore, Texas, where police apprehended a pooch who had managed to hit 2 cars in the Walmart parking lot after getting antsy and somehow putting the car into drive while its owners left it in the car that was turned on in the Kilgore Walmart parking lot. So Kilgore police said, it doesn't sound feasible, but an eyewitness saw the pooch behind the wheel just before the crash, and he certainly had a guilty look on his face when we got him in the passenger seat.
They got to get that vest off him because that's a good boy vest.
Yeah. Wait, so you're saying he's a bad boy?
Yeah, he started the car.
No, the car was
he put
on.
it in gear.
He put it in gear.
Yeah, he put it in gear.
It was one of those like steering, old school
he
steering wheel
slapped
gear
it. Yeah.
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
gear
started
shifts,
jumping around. Yeah.
I feel like like dogs did this all the time with those things, right? They just like slap them down.
It's probably why they don't make them anymore.
Probably,
like an old car.
Yeah, kids could do it easily. Now you got to push the button in. It's like a little safety thing in the middle.
They said the car had damage to the steering column as well. So it sounds like a easy car to engage.
He was scratching at it.
What kind of dog was that?
Wes, I don't know. Is that a pit bull?
Yeah, absolutely a mix.
It is.
Figures.
Maybe he was trying to take himself out before he took out a kid.
I think he was
Right.
probably trying to take out a kid.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to steer it towards a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't see real good, but I'm pretty sure that pit was trying to steer towards the little boy.
Car ends up in a playground.
Yeah. Shockingly, guys, though, even though it was a pit bull behind the wheel, you would think mass murder, but no, nobody was injured by the K9 driver this time. So
That's good.
Lucky. We all got lucky there. Everybody in Kilgore. And
It's either a dog or an Asian woman. I couldn't tell.
There was a lot of those jokes flying around the department.
I'm sure there were. I'm sure
the Kilgore department.
I'd still rather a dog drive than a woman.
Gladys, go get us another box of donuts, would you? And speaking of seeing something unexpected, guys, let's take it north of the border, where Canadian Paralympian and Army veteran Christine Gauthier claimed in a select committee hearing that a Canadian government official offered her euthanization equipment instead of the wheelchair lift up the stairs that she was fighting to get installed in her home.
This is what they do in Canada. They just present death to you before they really want to do any work. That's what they do.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
They take
I'm glad you told.
They do.
It is the easy way out, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm glad you told these politicians because it's shocking. It's the opposite of the cream of the crop here. This is a 2016 Rio de Janeiro Paralympics canoer / kayaker. And Christine told the committee, quote, I have a letter saying that if you're so desperate, madam, we can offer you MAID. MAID, all caps, medical assistance in dying instead of the wheelchair lift.
Yeah, we covered this, and it's what they do is, I mean, that's all they do is they'll give you, like, they'll guide you all the way through it. They have consultants specific with specific.
They recommend
clinics.
it.
Yeah,
recommend it.
Like, we'll take care of everything. All you gotta do is die
over a lift.
Didn't want to deal with that wheelchair lift installation.
Oh, we're gonna have to install it. Is the thing? Yeah.
So they offered medical assistance in dying to someone who's missing their legs.
Does anyone know how to fucking install this thing? Yeah. Let's kill her.
52 years old. 52 years old, missing her legs, and is an internationally competitive athlete. And the Canadian government offered to assist her in suicide. It's because she wanted her chairlift so badly.
Look, what we can do is we can lift you to the top of the building and throw you off it.
Yeah,
basically that was the email she got, basically. And it seems like the Canadian government is doing this with a lot of their veterans who are now reporting receiving similar offers from the Canadian VA. And Prime Minister Trudeau has apologized, but his VA sounds like they've been offering Canadian vets to help commit suicide, like they're handing out free condoms since 2016.
COVID didn't get enough of them. They want to get they had to throw MAID in there too.
Got to finish it off. Yeah.
Well, remember, they're soon going to be starting to offer, like, even children this service, and mentally, basically people that aren't just all there. Right. It's a scary system.
Homeless people, essentially.
People that need help. They just want
drains on society. They're trying to just get rid of.
It's insane what they're doing up there.
It's wild, to the point where a competitive Paralympian was offered to be assisted in killing herself.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, but MAID could send a couple full-time employees to my neighborhood and have a lot of work on their hands. They could really clean up my hood. Yeah.
I mean, some people may want it, but
I'm sure some people do want it.
The thing is,
like the people running MAID.
The thing is, they're pushing it on people.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell. The government is trying to sell you suicide.
You know what it's like? It's like when it's like when you try to get like a false. It's like when you try to get a false confession out of someone, and then you get it and they sign it and they go to jail for murder or for life or whatever. That's what they're doing for MAID. They're like, do you want to die a little bit? A little bit? You want to die a little bit? Do you want a glass of water? Do you want to die? We're not gonna be able to install this thing. Do you want to die?
Mm-hmm. Right. It's like a conservatorship. Instead of a conservatorship, they just kill you.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what?
You said it. You said you were interested.
Shot.
Yeah.
Like timeshare salesman.
Yeah, exactly. They're selling death.
Yeah. Okay. So good thing Canada's planning on changing that policy at the VA. At least they won't be contacting veterans to encourage them to commit suicide anymore. Trudeau claims, but we'll see where it goes, because they love pushing that stuff up there. And speaking of kayaking, guys, in the sea, an Indian man, he survived being stabbed in the neck with a 150-year-old trident by two of his coworkers in a fight. You can see the video on silent. I'm playing for you.
He's like fucking, what's his name? Steve Carell from Anchorman.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
He threw a trident through his neck.
Mm-hmm. And he could talk. Look, he's talking to these people. He's talking to the nurse. He said it didn't hurt at all. Basically, got in a fight with two of his coworkers.
He's full of
stabbed this thing through his neck. And I'm not going to play this whole thing for you guys, but basically, it took the doctors an hour and a half to wiggle it back out of his neck. And
did he just start bleeding profusely? Is it like one of those deals where it was like keeping all the blood?
No, they did a great job. I'm not like I said, not going to play because it's disgusting. I can't stand surgery film. But no, they did a great job. Just
he was
wiggled
fine
it out
throughout the whole hour and a half wiggle.
Wiggled it out.
Did they arrest them for attempted murder?
I mean, I don't even know if you can call it attempted murder. Assault, maybe.
It was kind of like a no harm, no foul situation.
But it was so harmless.
Yeah. I think they should get their charges lightened at least. Yeah. Lucky. It's like the get out of jail free card in Monopoly when you commit a crime that's that hilarious.
It was a trident trick shot. It's like 1 in a million.
Now, Wes, I'm sure they're getting attempted murder or something like that.
They go back to work on Monday, like, hey,
where did they find a trident? Lake and Anchorman, where did you find a trident? Is my question.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. This thing is a small trident, so it's like it's not big enough for Aquaman. It's like I'm trying to think. It's like if the Energizer Bunny had a Aquaman trident,
but it's old and rusty. It's like someone had like a trident fetish.
Yeah, like a Poseidon fetish.
Yeah, Poseidon fetish. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the two guys that stabbed him in the neck with it. I think.
Yeah.
It's probably who it is. But it was cool that he could talk with the trident,
This
like
is
sticking
from Neptune. Go to hell.
directly through his neck. And guys, the scientists, speaking of the sea, are still at work this week. Don't worry, they didn't all get laid off. And they spotted a rare giant phantom jellyfish in California, guys, off the coast. 33-foot tentacles on this thing.
Alien.
Basically,
Golly.
yeah, it's 3,200 feet down under the surface is where they film this thing, and they say that at these depths, jellyfish get so big and like advanced that they compete with giant squids and whales and shit for because they're so hardcore.
Yeah. That's not of this planet.
Yeah, it looks like seaweed. The tentacles look like seaweed. Like
Right, except it's just like a massive thing that could eat you whole.
yeah, it's not like normal tentacles. It's fucking.
Yeah, they say that it moves things up with
Look
its
at that.
giant tentacles to its powerful jaws, where it crushes you.
Oh, it's got jaws. I think I
yeah.
didn't know. I didn't know jellyfish had jaws.
They said
Those
it's
ones do.
Those ones.
Powerful mouth. Powerful mouth. So I don't know if it's jaws, but whatever. It eats you.
When they're 32 feet big and they're so far under the water that like they're so compressed they develop teeth.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. No, they're pretty hardcore. Okay, better news in
The cream of the crop.
That's right, guys. It's not all giant jellyfish and getting stabbed through the neck this week. There's a lot of that, but it's not all that. The Miss Earth results were trending this week, and Miss Earth is like if you had Earth Day and Miss Universe had a child, and then that child lived in the Philippines. That's the Miss Earth pageant. So
It's just like the dirtiest hippie awards.
no, it's like
Dirtiest hot hippie.
every question. No, they still dress like beauty queens. Every question is like about climate change or how you would save the trees or how people need to be more responsible about fishing and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's kind of the theme. So the hot ladies answer the questions about that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all earth themed. And this year's champions, guys, they are
Sounds
the
like a
cream of the crop
must-miss.
today. No, West. Wait till you see the champions. Wait till you see them. Lay your eyes on them, fellas. Miss Fire, Andrea Aguilera. Andrea Aguilera
Ooga.
of Colombia. I think.
All right,
she's
are
on
these
the
all
R.
Are these all transgender people?
No, they're not.
They're not.
They're not. Miss
Wes
Water.
is just so tricked by lady boys being so
am.
hot that like any woman could be a lady boy at this point.
I'm on edge.
These are just hot.
Yeah.
hot
You know what?
models.
These all could be lady boys.
Listen, I see it.
No, they're just attractive models. I don't know. I didn't look and see if any of them were trans, but
I don't know.
maybe they are. Wes, you
Questioning
should Google
everything
now.
these days. Yeah.
Do they have
Google now,
Do they
just
have
in
a
case.
vagina category?
I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't see that phase of the competition. Do you need that now? Otherwise, it's a how.
I mean, let's be honest. Beauty pageants are a lot more, integrated nowadays. So you never know.
So you're saying basically you need a T on somebody. You need like if they need to wear like a badge. You need to see some
He
type.
wants a separate category. Yeah.
He wants an identifier.
Yeah.
For ladyboys.
Hey,
not.
before she gets my vote, I need to know.
Where's her patch? Does she wear a patch? She got the identifier on her.
Zoom in on the swimsuit round, right in the crotch.
Listen, I think it's great. I could care less about these pageants, and I think it's all great. But wouldn't you like to know? I mean,
I'm just glad I'm not single because I would just get tricked. I would just get tricked at the bars these days.
aren't you a little curious?
So I don't know, Wes. I didn't look up the specifics of if any of these
Probably
winners
should.
were trans this year, but you can real quick. Here's their names: Miss Fire, which I guess is 4th place. That's Andrea Aguilera of Colombia.
Andrea
Miss
who?
Water. Okay, that's the one on the far right, Wes.
Fire,
Andrea.
water. Oh, they're like Captain Planet. Fire,
Yeah,
water.
fire, water, air, and then earth is the champ. So fire was Andrea of Colombia. Miss Water is Nadine Ayoub of Palestine.
I'm just
So I guess
concerned about the ones on
Palestine.
the left, to be honest with you.
Well, you're right, Wes, because those are the top 2. That's Miss Air, Sheridan Mortlock of Australia on the far left, and then the champ, Miss Earth 2022, Mina Soo Choi of South Korea.
Wow, poor South Koreans, Brazil thing again. Well, they got her. They got Miss Earth.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah,
Those ladies are looking good, and
They
they're
are.
the cream of the crop today.
there you go.
Yeah, Wes, is that okay? I mean,
She
they didn't
passes.
have the
Yeah,
they didn't have the badges on.
That's okay. Just asking questions, I don't care.
Okay, you have the internet at your disposal. You want to look them up?
I looked up Sheridan. Sheridan is a very hot woman.
Good. Very good. Very good. And they are all the cream of the crop today, which was brought to you by Omaha Steaks, the perfect gift for any foodie in your life this holiday season. And the holidays are here right now already. Get going. Achieve gifting greatness when you give the gift of perfectly aged, tender, and delicious Omaha steaks. The steak experts at Omaha Steaks have put together special curated gift packages to help take the guesswork out of gifting and make you a holiday hero. Go to omahasteaks.com and take advantage of 50% off site-wide, plus use code HARDFACTOR at checkout and get an additional $30 off your order. Send an assortment of mouth-watering favorites guaranteed to impress, like legendary Butcher's Cut Filet Mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken, ultra-juicy burgers, and even easy-to-prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. Omaha Steaks is ready to ship your order right away, so shop early and beat the shipping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code HARDFACTOR at checkout. Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. It's delicious. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com, 50% off site-wide, plus use promo code HARDFACTOR at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required.
There you go. So Will just gave you a great tip for the holidays, but let's be honest, fellas, the holiday season is here and it's pretty stressful. Outside of that tip Will just gave us with all the shopping and the traveling and the traffic, it's not all sleigh bells and mistletoe now, is it?
No.
Certainly
No.
isn't.
It's airports, it's shopping malls, it's dining tables crowded with people. Some you're glad to see only once a year, right? Give yourself the ultimate gift of a stress-free holiday. How about that? With Next Evo Naturals fast-absorbing CBD products. Next Evo Stress CBD Complex gummies are clinically proven to have 4 times better absorption than standard CBD. No other CBD brand can promise that. Next Evo does, and they deliver. Next Evo Smart Sorb technology delivers CBD to your system in as little as 10 minutes, unlike other CBD brands. Regular CBD oil works more slowly because of how our bodies process oil-based ingredients compared to water-soluble supplements. And regular CBD only achieves 2 to 10% absorption, so over 90% of what you think you're getting is actually going to waste. Will's holding up the stress ones right
Stress
there.
complex.
I've been taking the night ones with
jam.
melatonin, and boy, have I been having some good night sleeps. So help fight holiday stress with Next Evo Naturals. It's 30 times better absorption in the first 30 minutes. The Stress CBD Complex gummies that Will was holding up features ashwagandha, clinically proven to reduce stress by 70%. Ashwagandha and CBD works together to target the source of rising stress hormones like cortisol. Look, it's 8 times more powerful than regular ashwagandha, 100% U.S. hemp derived Smart Sorb CBD with 4 times better absorption than standard CBD. Get smarter CBD from Next Evo Naturals and get up to 25% off subscription orders for $40 or more at nextevo.com/podcast, promo code HARDFACTOR. That's nextevo.com/podcast, promo code HARDFACTOR. Eric puts them all up for you at the bottom now. If you watch this on YouTube or Spotify, they're also in our description, all these URLs and stuff. So, all right. Got a couple wild and crazy, sassy, party, sexy girl stories for you. First up, oh wait, hang on. Hang on a second. That was shockingly similar to my story from a couple days ago, but it is. I have 2 sexy, sassy party girl stories, but I'm not on the right side. That's the same introduction sentence almost. One for Tony recently. All right, first up.
You're finding. No, Mark, don't. Okay, don't.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
You're finding your beat. Okay,
That's right.
you're finding. You got a beat now. You report on. All right. You're already
I sure do.
the pop culture team at Hard Factor News. Now you're the sexy, sassy double guy.
Well, with TMZ appearance, I think we have 3 pop culture guys now. So.
Oh, that's true. I guess I got to join the squad, huh?
First up, let's do an update. Do you remember the NYPD holiday party last year where a rookie cop gave a sexy lap dance to a married lieutenant who then got like transferred to the transit bureau?
Yes.
I'll refresh your memory.
Think about it every day.
Yeah, with a picture. Here we go.
Yes.
Here's an image of her. She was really grinding it on him. I mean, look at him. He is all smiles.
This was at the Christmas party last year, right, Mark? Was it something like that?
NYPD Christmas party. That's a lieutenant, a married lieutenant, and that's a rookie cop just grinding it as hard as she can on him. He's all smiles. He's bad lieutenant right there. He's willing to risk it all for that hot mess of a rookie cop. He doesn't give a fuck, right?
And the party, when we did the story, the description sounded like, I mean, she was just, especially on him, but she was really, she's really flirtatious around the office there.
She was the head of the party.
The NYPD. Yeah.
Everyone wanted to hang out with her. Yeah. Her name is Vera Mukuli, and she was transferred to, but is still a rookie cop, and now she's on the Bronx force, the opposite side of town. They just shipped her to the other side of town. I guess holidays are her time to shine because she was back in the news this past week for dressing up like Harley Quinn in a sexy photo shoot for potentially Halloween that she just put up online. She's just dressing up like a sexy.
I just post my Halloween pics like a month and a half late.
Exactly. That's exactly what she did. And since she's a cop and hot, like it's like big time news, right? So she keeps making the news. Also, she has an Instagram where she is just entrapmenting boners left and right. It's a major entrapment page. She just puts up sexy photos all over her page. She's very suggestive. I visited the page. She's suggestive with her wording and doesn't she offer some services on there? Well, I know that she has like a cash app and a Venmo. She's got to have
OnlyFans too, right?
You can set. I didn't see an OnlyFans.
I don't think yet, but
but you can tip her.
It's the next.
You can send her tips.
Yeah, she doesn't already.
Well, she's certainly going to get fired soon. She also made news. She got 30,000 Instagram followers, right? So she's growing there. She also made news earlier this year when she got suspended without pay for a little while for barging into a New Jersey state trooper's office barefoot and smelling like booze. She then went on a tirade saying how she was furious that her brother-in-law had gotten a DUI from those New Jersey state troopers. And she said, "Hey, I'm an NYPD cop. I demand to see your lieutenant." And had they known who she was, they would have just gotten a boombox and led her straight to the lieutenant's office. But they didn't, and so they told her office, and she got suspended for a little while.
You missed out on all this.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, about the lap dance yesterday, she apologized, or last year, she apologized saying she didn't know that the lieutenant was married. She also didn't apparently look at his hands or ask the mid-40-year-old guy if he was married either. She didn't care. She didn't care.
Yeah. She has a rare medical condition where she can't see wedding rings. It's
right. Crazy. Or indentations when guys are feverishly taking off their wedding rings at the holiday party.
You can't see their hands when you're grinding them, with your ass.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. When their hands are on your ass.
Yeah.
Unless you have eyes in your ass.
It's hard to see. Yeah.
If you're facing, you're facing their penis with your ass.
Right. That's right.
Yeah,
it's hard to see.
Face is the other direction. Yeah,
good point. Something tells me they just tolerate her over there because she gives lap dances at all the holiday parties, and they have this year's holiday party coming up any day now, right? So she's like the NYPD's #1 recruiting force these days. They don't have a lot of reasons to join. They're low on numbers. What are you going to do? Kick out the hot NYPD chick that dances on everyone at the holiday parties?
They need people. Yeah, they do.
They need someone like this in every precinct. As
keep morale high.
They absolutely do. Become a cop, and she will grindstone your boner so hard with her butt, your dick will end up going through the bottom of the chair at the party.
Yeah. You'll have a chance.
Through. Yeah.
You'll have a shot at that experience.
Yeah,
you'll have a chance, but then like some guys, she's just going to destroy because all guys are just focused on her so much at the parties, and then if she makes fun of one of the guys, that guy's just
or she'll make someone kill. They'll kill one another.
Yeah, she'll get them to kill each other over her.
Yeah.
That's possible.
She and she is sassy. She's loving every minute of it. This is her posing with her pictures, her and Harley Quinn in the newspaper. She's like, oh, I love every fucking minute of this. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. Good for her. Good for her. All right. Now this last one is also, it has sexy, sassy party girls, but when you have sexy, sassy party girls, you oftentimes will have douchebag guys trying to take advantage of them, like we just kind of hinted at the end of that last story. And that happens to be the case with 31-year-old Scottish man, Gene in Essingle, who is the owner and CEO of Break News, a Dundee, Scotland news and media company that covers everything Dundee. So, yeah.
Break News out of Dundee, Scotland. And is that like they just only do Scotland?
Yeah, it says here, Dundee-based news organization sharing what's happening in the city to entertain and educate the community. So it's all Dundee.
Okay.
I don't know if they wrote about their owner, but that was probably the biggest thing going on in Dundee this week. As a couple months ago, Gene was at a wild Halloween party in the city he covers, and he saw something that he could not believe and that he needed to be a part of at this party, which led him to now being on trial this week for sexual assault. Do you have any guesses on what it might be?
Sexually assaulted somebody, but
what drove him to that?
Had to be a part of it.
Part of what? Yes.
I mean, had to be like an orgy.
Yeah, threesome. It was a couple of sexy, sassy ladies making out with each other in the back of a room, and then just having a full-blown threesome in the back of the room without our fellow newsboy Gene Essingle, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Rude.
Where'd they go?
Rude is what he thought. Yeah.
Oh, so
Where'd they run off to?
Was there another man with them?
There was. There was. So,
Gene was jealous. Jealous Gene, they call him.
Jealous Gene. Insatiable Gene, jealous Gene. Gotta have
doing
a
the
Gene.
math.
What
He's
about
like,
me,
1, 2,
Gene?
1, 2, 3, and then
You
1.
could use another dick in there.
Yeah, you could.
I'm just saying.
There's room.
We all watch Sesame
He's
Street.
got his pants off.
2 empty holes.
Yeah.
My calculations.
One of these things didn't fit. It was Gene in that one. First, he thought awesome as he discovered the scene at its early stages and started filming it and giggling with his other male buddy. So he brought his other buddy in. He's like, check this out. Allegedly, according to one of the sexy, sassy girls involved in the threesome, the victim said, we were kissing initially. It was just kissing. Gene entered the room and he had his phone out, tried to record myself and girl B kissing. He was finding it amusing. He was sort of smiling and kind of laughing, and he had his phone out. But once the guy involved in the threesome, who wasn't Gene or his male friend, started having sex with the chicks, he said, hey, fellas, fun's over, get the fuck out. And that's when things escalated because Gene did not appreciate that. He was jealous Gene. And so
wait, so he's like, no, I'm allowed to stay here and film this porno against your will.
Well, what he said, Will, is
No one's getting fucked unless I'm getting fucked.
What he said, Will, while he was touching himself and touching the girl's rear ends, was, I'm going to kill you and have sex with the girls, you piece of shit. And that's when Gene started making threats. He got right up in the guy's face and he said he had no place telling him what he could do. He grabbed him by the neck. He was strangling him and wouldn't let go. He was screaming at him. Apparently, this was on the second or third time Gene and his buddy had entered the room, this magical room they discovered. The first few times they allegedly just were masturbating and trying to finger and grab the chicks. And then they would leave and giggle and come back in as things escalated. And then when the guy told him to finally leave, and they said multiple times, you're not involved in this threesome. All three people involved said, you're not involved in this threesome, Gene and his buddy. Gene started strangling the guy to death. And yeah.
He's having too good a time in there. We got to go mess it up.
Nearly to death. Now there might be some dramatics going on by the guy, but he said, my thought that was if Essingle kills me here, he's going to be left with the two girls. I was trying to protect the vulnerable girls. I could see his hands touching them and his trousers coming down. I have never really experienced anything like sexual assault behavior. What happened was the closest I can imagine to being raped by somebody, being overpowered by somebody.
Oh, shit.
Did we lose Mark?
Dude, Mark's story was too hot for the StreamYard. It just burned his connection to the ground.
Too hot.
It was insane. So this dude just comes in there and demands to be like center stage.
He's the worst kind of cockblock there is. Like this, first of all, this guy that was, I don't know if maybe this is like the only opportunity he'll ever have to have a threesome, but Gene ruined it for him. Not only did he ruin it, he tried to kill him. It's just like the worst cockblock of all time. Just the worst. I can't see any cock block being worse than this.
Well, what I don't understand is like, why do you assume that you could be part of the orgy just because you find it in the party? Now that's a sexually aggressive person. And
he lost his mind. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so like basically like he's like a dog. He's like a food aggressive dog where if he sees a naked woman, he's either going to end up having sex like the dog, like the food aggressive dog eating the bowl of food, or he's going to beat up another dog to eat. He
thinks he's the alpha in this in the situation. And, you know, like in like if what do you those like macaques or whatever, if like the alpha sees a lesser macaque getting some action, he goes nuts. That's kind of what happened is that he's the alpha, didn't want anyone else but him getting the action, so he's going to break his reaction. I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know,
how dare you have sex in my presence? I'll choke you to death.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. That dude is aggressive. So I don't know. Mark is he literally like he burned up. His story was too hot for the internet. He burned up his connection. So we don't know if what kind of charges this guy's facing, but I bet they're pretty intense.
Well, let's see. I don't know. Let's see if I can look at his notes. Nope, I don't see anything in his notes.
Yeah. Wow.
Well.
Hope they take care of that guy. That's Scotland assaulter.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I can go. You want me to just kick off my story?
Kick it off, Wes. We'll catch Mark up if he gets back in.
Okay. Well, no matter how you shake it, Will, identical twins are weird. They are freaks of nature. They're literal freaks. Every time I have to be around them, I wish that one of them would just disappear. I especially hate when they have like the same haircuts and they try to look the same, you know, like they're like 5 being dressed by their mom still, you know, but they're like in their 30s, like, you know, they dress the same. They're fucking weirdos. Right?
Do you ever see that though? Like how often do you see a 30-year-old set of twins dressed the same?
I mean, I've seen them dress similar. They do it to be cute sometimes, you know.
They do. You're right.
And
if they're going to do, and if what I've noticed about twins is if they're going to take a news interview, they'll dress or they're doing a story about being twins, they will dress up identical.
Yeah, too. It's ridiculous. We get it, Tom and Tim. You're twins, and you can't get enough of each other. But you know, give the rest of us a break. One of you is going to have to, you know,
twins that marry twins. That happens too. That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking idiot, weirdos. But like, at least one of you wear eyeglasses or shave your head just for like, you know, or get really fat like that. Yeah, be fine. You know, I just don't need it.
I think I would want to like have some differentiating factor for my twin.
Of course.
Wouldn't you, Wes, or would you want to be an identical?
No, because there's, I don't know if they both are thinking that the other is pathetic and they have to keep them around if like, and they just have never had the conversation like, hey, it's okay if you go do your own thing and be your own person. But, you know, I'm getting kind of sick of you.
I bet that happens with some sets.
Yeah, they just never have the conversation. They both think that they're in the same exact mindset where they gotta keep each other around, otherwise they're both gonna die. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But yeah. Oh, and oh God, wouldn't it suck to like? I've never experienced it, but like to have like a set of identical twins like in your like friend circle. So like, you know, you've got like Tom and Tim in your like immediate friend circle, and they're just always there, just together. It would be cool to prank people though, because you can always prank people with identical twins. Yeah. One of the most hilarious sets of identical twins I ever experienced in my life was on a football team. I was on a little league football team, and this set of twins, they were both linemen, but their parents would dress them in the exact same practice gear, except one of them would have one color jersey and the other one, like one of them was always blue and one of them was always red. Yeah, I forget their names, but like, you know, that's how they differentiate them, because you could not tell them apart. Mark, you're back.
A, what happened? B, what is this guy gonna? Are they gonna take care of him in Scottish court?
Oh yeah, my computer crashed. I'm back. He's absolutely going to get in trouble. He's in court right now for this thing, and Rebreak News is not running the story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You can't try to rape and kill people. You know.
Good.
Even in Scotland. Yeah.
I'm glad that they're taking care of that, even in Scotland.
Okay. Well, to catch you up, we've just been hating on twins. Basically, we've just been talking about how they're weird, and we hate when they dress alike, even when they're 5. But they're in their 30s. It would suck to have them in a friend circle. We've just been going down the list of things that.
Wouldn't it be hard to date a twin?
I imagine.
Because what if you got caught? Like, I know you're supposed to know the subtle differences, but what if it's you're a little drunk and it's dark?
Every guy's had the fantasy of what if you dated a twin and then you somehow got with both at the same time.
Sure, and that's great, especially if you're not super serious. But what if you're super serious and you can't tell them apart?
What if they're super serious about threesomes though?
But that's on one of them too, right? I mean,
well, it's definitely on them. They look so much alike,
right? And they have to go along with it.
It's also incest. You got to get over that in your own head. But if you could get over it, it's fine for you then.
Yeah. But one's always cooler than the other one just tags along. Like his life depends on his brother, who was 8 minutes older and got all the personality. Weird. I don't know. Sheesh. Anyway, I digress. Twins are great, right? Some of them are so identical. They do everything the exact same. They talk the same. They have the same aspirations. They go to the same college. They even get the exact same scores and grades their whole lives, right? They're just identical to a T, which is why we're talking about these oddities today. A pair of female twins. Here they are. That is Kayla and Kelly. I mean, fuck you, parents, right? Pick a different first letter for your twins.
Kayla and Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, do they have to have the first same letter? I don't know. Is that
they don't look that much alike. I feel like you could tell those two apart.
You probably could. Yeah, one seems to be taller, but they're, as you can see, they both are wearing Carolina shirts, and that's because they both went to South Carolina. And they were both in med school. They both wanted to be doctors. So they're both attending medical school. And again, their whole lives, they've been neck and neck as far as grades. They even got the exact same SAT scores. So back in 2016, while the girls were in med school, they were sitting at the same table, taking an exam, and were even being closely watched after a professor told a proctor to keep an eye on those redheaded monsters. He's like, I think they're in cahoots. Sure looks like they could be because, they're identical. They probably, have some secret, way to talk to each other or some shit. And so the twins were even informed of this. They're like, hey, we're watching you. And so they kept an extra eye on them. And the monitor who was watching them reported that that they were repeatedly nodding their heads as though they were exchanging signals, and said one of them had flipped a sheet of paper over that the other could see. So the twins were accused of cheating, right? Yeah. So they're accused of
they've been cheating their whole lives.
Yeah, they've probably been cheating their whole life. This is med school, though, so it's big. It's a big deal. One of them, I don't know if it was Kayla or Kelly, who knows, we were just nodding at a question at our own computer screens. There was no signaling. Never looked at each other, right? So, okay, whatever, Kayla, Kelly.
Bullshit.
Right, exactly. Anyway, the twins were found guilty of cheating, but cleared a few days later, but claimed that the damage had already been done. Their reputations had been ruined. Not in the school, everyone was accusing them of being these evil cheating twins.
Oh, that's a lawsuit.
Yeah, here they are in their med school whites. And because
they look a lot more identical in this picture.
They really do. Yeah.
Here's another picture of them. They'd be hard to tell. I can never tell them apart. So they'd fool me every time. But
you got me again. Fun little game you guys play.
Got me again, Kelly. It became so hostile at this school. Even the dean told them, hey, maybe you guys should just drop out, because all the students were hating on them. It became a big thing, right? And they eventually quit law. They eventually quit med school. They went into law, where they could be rewarded for being scummy abnormalities. However,
Avenatti style.
Yeah.
Wow.
However, the twins were so desperate to clear their name, they filed a defamation lawsuit, like Will said, against the university, and were just awarded $1.5 million in damages. This was filed in 2017. They finally got it settled this past I guess, week or so. And the results are hilarious. So from the New York Post, during the trial in Charleston, their lawyer presented nearly identical academic records to the jury. A professor also told the panel that the sisters had submitted the exact same answers for an exam he had supervised, in which they sat across the room from each other. And a psychologist who specializes in behavioral genetics and the study of twins testified that she would have been only surprised if the twins had, quote, not ended up with the same scores. So it's more likely that
they studied together and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously attached at the hip. And so now the girls feel like, they are vindicated. One woman, Nancy Siegel, who founded the Twin Study Center at California State University, Fullerton, which sounds like the X-Mansion kind of.
It does.
Just freaks walking around everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They're like walking through walls.
Yeah, they got to study them, though. That's smart. It's good.
Yeah, they got to study them. They got to keep an eye on them. She said identical twins just have this kind of understanding that goes beyond what we typically think of as a close relationship. And yeah, so $1.5 million richer. Here's a picture.
Yeah, you okay? Like if you're gonna accuse somebody like formally of cheating or whatever, like, and they had the whole like hearing and everything, like,
yeah,
it has to be airtight or you're gonna get your ass sued. Like this.
Also,
Yeah.
they should know. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it has to be airtight because they're twins, so they have a lot of ways to kind of cheat already. So that you have to really catch them red-handed.
Right.
Like them nodding at each other at like across at a poker table type thing is not going to cut it. You have to catch them with the ace of spades in their sleeve.
Well, that wouldn't even. The weird part about that argument is that wouldn't even work for like study group partners.
No.
Like they're like, oh, we got the same answers wrong. Yeah, we all studied together.
Yeah, it's because the professor was so sick of them getting the exact same.
Right, the
score.
professor just
and their
hated
bright red hair. And
Yeah, it was the hair, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Not to be, I don't want to assume things because it makes you an ass. But what was the sex of the professor? Do we know?
Oh, I probably a female. I don't know.
That's what I would guess if I had to. If I had to guess.
It's probably a woman whose husband
this
cheated on her with a
situation.
redhead.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look, they're two hot redhead twins.
Yeah.
If it was a male professor, he's just giving them A's.
Exactly.
More likely, right? More
He's helping
likely
them
that he's
cheat.
not going to protest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're together all the time. They've had the time to develop a secret code language. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it could be like just squeaks.
No, a lot of twins come up with their own literal language. Like,
I know. Yeah.
I don't doubt if they're cheating, but at the same time, if you are this professor who's going to go through with this whole thing,
Yeah, you
that
took a
puts
shot. You
puts you
overshot.
up for millions of dollars of liability for accusing somebody of cheating. You have to have a real fucking problem with these people to go through with that.
This professor hated their guts. He hated their stories. He hated them raising their hands and asking questions, or she or whoever. The professor hated them, and
Yeah.
them talking about how they got the same SAT scores to everyone that wanted to fucking hear wasn't helping them. They weren't helping their own cause. Yeah,
Yeah. They're just too.
They look annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really, in the end, the Gamecocks are the ones who pay the price.
Yeah, 1.5 million. So, of course, now they are lawyers and they work at the same law firm and they tackle defamation lawsuits like their own. And they said it was the biggest moment of their lives. They've been living with this for 6 years and they finally feel like everything has been restored to them. And then they said, this is my sister. She was born 4 minutes before me. And they ended the interview.
Have I told you that yet?
Yeah, have I told you? This is
Wait, I was going to say it.
This is my older sister.
Yeah.
Wow, 4 minutes older.
I pushed her down.
Yeah.
I tripped her.
Yeah.
She was going to get out. But she's always been stupid.
Younger and smarter.
Yeah.
Imagine getting those two sicked on your ass as the lawyers that are going after you in a frivolous defamation lawsuit.
I bet
They're going to drive you
results.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they're good.
But there are some hot twins out there. Check out these two. And
Who are they?
Wait, these are just the hottest twins you could find?
yeah, I just picked hot twins. Yeah.
Do you know their names or anything, or they're just hot pictures of hot twins?
If you just Google
are
hot
hot.
twins,
Do you remember?
these are what come up.
Was it Bud Light or Budweiser, the beer commercial? I love something, 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 and twins. Twins. Two hot twins. And twins.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy loved twins.
Oh yeah.
Look at the shining.
Well, yeah. Wes has the Shining twins. You've had them before. That's one of your favorites. Favorite backgrounds.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
These are the scariest twins Wes.
Yeah,
can
these are
find.
creepy twins.
Creepy guys, creepy gingers, creepy dudes in turtlenecks.
Those guys might be responsible for the Idaho murders.
Oh, speaking of, I heard they found one of the stalkers of Gonsalves.
Oh, really?
I saw.
Hell
Yeah. So
I
hopefully
heard
they're
the dad
getting closer.
hired a private PI because he just says that the cops are incompetent. He's tired of waiting around for him, so he's spending a bunch of money on PIs. Which, hey, I'd probably do the same thing.
It was
Yeah, I mean, if your daughter was killed, yeah.
Coors Light commercial, and it just turned 20 this November.
And twins.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I heard the Idaho update yesterday, which was no good.
Yeah. Our boy Brian Enton is on the case, so he's up there.
Nice.
If you want to talk to him, he's
Also, the Twitter thing, great show yesterday. The Twitter files, like Steven Seagal definitely craps himself when he comes, but the Twitter files, I think the one thing Pat missed that I read that I don't really, the big thing I think was that, yes, they haven't implicated Jack Dorsey, but the guy's claiming, the journalist that Elon Musk hired is claiming that the data shows that like his right-hand man, the chief of security, that like, I don't know if she's like Asian or she's like
she's one of the ones that
she was on like the Joe Rogan interview with him and stuff.
Yeah.
She was the one that decided on her own to censor things, and she had a team of people censoring it directly from her. So like that was the big findings.
Yeah. So Twitter had like even one step
Twitter
further than
executives
what
were
Facebook
censoring
did.
things, and they were choosing what to censor. Is what the files say.
Yeah. Plus the request from the government and blah blah blah. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a mess. Twitter, it was a fucking mess. Like, I think the point about the Twitter files that's interesting to me is that both Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey, so the CEO before BlackRock took over the board and the CEO who bought it from them, they both agree that the board in between them was shady as fuck. So when you have that, where there's smoke, there's fire, like, so both guys, and these guys are politically opposite, Dorsey and Musk, right? But they both agree that the board in between them was super fucking shady. So it was super fucking shady. There's no way it wasn't. Yeah. Yep. For sure. Yeah. All right. You want to spin the wheel?
Let's do it. Spin it.
The wheel.
And
See who's on that
twins.
cup of coffee.
And twins. That was a great one.
It is going to be Pat.
Picard.
On the cup of coffee in the Big Diner Tuesday. Wednesday. Sorry. Wednesday.
Split the difference.
Wednesday.
What's today?
Sorry, my brain is like mush, man. Like it's just like
my computer crashed halfway through the show.
It is for Tuesday. Today's Monday.
Yeah, today's Monday. So Tuesday
Pat will
morning
bring
show.
your cup of coffee on Wednesday. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Oof.
No, it's okay, Wes. We got there eventually. You and I, we averaged it out, and we're good.
Let's end this.
Take us out.
We'll see you tomorrow, whatever day it is. But thank you for listening. We love you. Have a great fucking day.
Yeah, no, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, now get out of here
That's
right
a little
now.
rough, Randy.